Back with Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, the 1930 light cruiser spam campaign. And how is that going? Well, we're having the typical kind of lopsided victory point advantage, which, I mean, let's face it, the player's just always going to have that, right? At least in the current state of the campaign. But the whole idea of this was to see, with this kind of extreme, kind of gimmicky fleet composition, how many light cruisers do we need to establish a blockade? Which we have not done. Take a quick look at the game help, and what the help currently states says each ship has a power projection rating, whatever that number is. That's never shown anywhere. That's worth pointing out. According to type, displacement, and range. And it's pretty fuzzy on the power projection. It's only shown when there's actually a blockade in progress. Like right now, we have no idea what our power projection is. We don't have any idea what the Germans are. So, out of those three components, range. I built maximum range into these light cruisers. So that component, and the two battleships are, I think they were half range, but I mean, that's two ships. Okay. Out of 76 ships, 74 of ours are maximum. And I think 25,000 kilometers or something like that. So that component of power projection is pretty much maxed out on our side. Displacement. So we know the tonnage of all their ship types, specifically the destroyer, light, and heavy cruiser. We don't know for the battleship. However, we can make a pretty educated guess, right? The campaign typically starts with Britain having a little bit higher shipyard capacity than Germany. And ours is 53,300, which is what it was at the start. I did not build any shipyard capability. So we can assume that the maximum size ship that Germany can build is probably somewhere around, I don't know, 48,000. Just for round numbers, let's assume they can build a 50,000 ton ship, battleship. It's probably not that high, but just to give them the benefit of a doubt. If they have four 50,000 ton battleships, and then add up the known displacements of all this other stuff, they can't have more than about 350,000 tons of warship tonnage. And it's probably a little lighter than that. Maybe more like 320 to 330-ish. I think 330K is a pretty good guess for the total warship tonnage here for Germany. Meanwhile, if you add up all of these light cruisers plus the two Nelsons, we currently have, not counting what we're building, we currently have 816,000 tons of warships. Way more than twice as much, approaching, not there yet, but probably 2.5 times at least what Germany has. So we've got range maxed out, and we're way above twice as much tonnage, yet we still don't have a blockade. So then that leaves ship type. I had a perception not a very well analyzed one or discreetly explored, but I have had an impression that light cruisers made a disproportionate contribution to power projection in previous campaigns. If that's true, then given that displacement and range are already heavily in our favor, then we should have imposed a blockade by now. We haven't. My new hypothesis is that the formula, when it says ship type, I am beginning to suspect that there is not a completely separate, but there's a very distinct difference in I'm trying to articulate this accurately. I think that the capital ship matchup matters. You know, specifically your battleships and battlecruisers. I think that is heavily weighted, such that, I mean, my idea is if you've got parity in your capital ship matchup, then that opens up the possibility, or that opens up the contribution of the smaller ship types. I'm not sure I'm saying this quite the way I intend to. Like you need parity in the capitals first, and then the smaller ships contribute more. Parity or superiority. Kind of the concept would be it's the battleship line, the battle fleet that establishes the blockade, makes it possible. But it's not battleships out there, patrolling and running down merchants and crap like that. It's the cruisers and destroyers doing the work of the blockade that the capital ships make possible. If that makes any sense. So my thought is, even though we've got scads and scads of light cruisers to actually execute a blockade, Germany's little advantage in 4 versus 2 capital ships is preventing the British fleet, the total freedom of maneuver, to bring that light cruiser power to bear. All of this being completely, totally separate from what happens in the battles that are just kind of generated by the battle generator. I'm talking about the power projection calculation. Because in the battles, we run right up to the harbor entrances and wreck convoys. So, the battles make it look like, the light cruisers are doing exactly what I described. So but anyway, that's my theory then of what the ship type part of power projection means. So the short version is, I think we need a couple more capital ships, and because of that, and it's going to take a while to build them, but we are clicking through the months pretty fast. I'm going to build a couple more Rodneys and see if 4 versus 4 battleships changes things. And that's 2 years out. And who knows, something may happen in the meantime that maybe we will impose a blockade. We do have a lot more cruisers coming. Okay, enough of that. Let's press on into June 1931, see what happens. Well, because of the VP disparity, I would think, and therefore low naval prestige, this is I think, the second time they have proposed peace, to which we will recommend no. No battles. War continues. Okay. All right, we have another light cruiser matchup that hopefully goes better than the last 1 versus 1 duel where I just ran right into torpedoes. And who's attacking here? Okay, we have a heavy cruiser attacking one of our convoys, defended by Arrogant and Talbot. That's good. That's going to give us a chance to get rid of another heavy cruiser. But let me first redeem myself in the 1v1 here compared to last time. Okay, our radar says this way. Torpedoes off. HE. It has been pointed out to me in comments for an earlier episode. Might have been an earlier campaign, I don't remember, but it has been an observation has been made that I may kind of overemphasize the use of HE. I don't discount that possibility at all. It's a preference. I'm not saying that's the way to do things. I do like the HE. I like the fires. I don't like, kind of seeing ricochets over and over using AP. But when the AP does hit and penetrate, then yeah, I mean, those are bigger hits. So this, I kind of see this as kind of a slower but steadier chipping away at their structure, as opposed to going for the more occasional but more catastrophic armor piercing hits. I'm going to go ahead and keep with HE since it's a light cruiser. But on this next battle afterward, when we've got our lights going against a heavy cruiser, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I'll try going all AP or just leaving it on auto for the next battle. And I don't know, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I mean, it's not like I've never used AP before. It's just ricochet, 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 ricochet. Okay. So he's fired some torpedoes at us. I'm going to go ahead and slow down. He's not quite... well, he does have his underwater tubes available. So I'm just keeping the bow toward him. He can pop one out, maybe. But it shouldn't be too hard to avoid with this bow on aspect. I mean, I could go AP here, obviously high pin chance, but HE is penetrating, so there's really no need to use AP. Okay, he is likely to I'm just about in the cone where he can pop out a torpedo pretty quickly. I'm just going to throw that off preemptively by doing a turn. Because I don't believe the AI or your own ship either. You're not doing the aiming yourself. It doesn't take into account aiming at a ship that's already in a turn. You can't predict where you're going to come out of it, or so they're out of torpedoes on their deck launcher. I don't see any reason not to throw some torpedoes at them ourselves. It's not a great angle. And it won't be a great angle when he steadies up and gets, oops. All right then. Turns out I didn't need the torpedoes. I think, yeah, that was their last light cruiser. So we have removed all of their battle cruisers. They started with 2, and now all of their light cruisers. And hopefully, here in the English Channel, not far from Yarmouth, we will remove another heavy. And it starts me focused on, and it does that because this division is in screen. Don't want that. Turn the torpedoes off. And okay, I'm going to leave it on auto. Well, I'll go one further. I will ensure that everything shoots only AP. Okay, it's directly ahead of us, right immediately on the other side of our convoy. And we might lose a transport or two here. Spotted. Little under 19 kilometers. There goes Churwell. Which would be bad if these merchants counted toward the transport percentage. And as I've mentioned multiple times, I am skeptical, not certain, but I am skeptical that they have any effect. And another aspect is you have that transport percentage, but we don't know what the. Damn it. Okay. Looks like Talbot is okay. Dare I? I'm not going to put Arrogant in torpedo avoidance because she'll just. Mainly because what I think she will do is turn away and fishtail. You know, she'll go like this and do this number. And where these torpedoes are right now, it is entirely possible that as she's turning, she might just catch this fish. Or this one. Whereas all she really needs to do is make a pretty minor turn to the left. I trusted the torpedo avoidance a battle or two ago and lost the ship, so I'm just going to do this for now, and then as soon as these torpedoes are passed, I'll just pop her right back into division. And I'll just have, just so they don't get further separated in interval, I'll just have Talbot make the same turn. Okay. German cruiser is no longer concerned with the transports. Talbot is taking fire. All right, Arrogant. Right back into division. Okay. Not in gun range yet. Heavy cruiser not yet fully identified. Will be in a second. Oh, there's another one. Okay. I don't think he's a concern. I'm just going to leave it on. He's reloading and leave it on X1. Make sure. Okay, yeah, he could fire anytime. But I don't think there's any torpedoes in the water real close. Bump it up to X2. Friedrich Karl is our worthy adversary. Let's go ahead and smoke up. And you know, he sunk a couple merchants. That was his goal. And he's not interested in dealing with our torpedoes. So So the idea here is it's a very low chance of a penetration on the main belt, and it's actually yellow even on the aft. But if we do get a penetration, more likely to take an engine out and slow him down for real. Penetration chance is slowly increasing. It's still very low. I think we can speed this up. I just have to keep a close eye on his launchers. What the heck is this? Why does that say 1.1k damage done? It's obviously incorrect. Right, Frieda Karl is the only ship here. She's taken 6 damage. Somehow. Distance is slowly closing. Okay, arrogance in range. That smells like he's getting ready to shoot torpedoes. There he goes. Never mind the torpedoes. This okay, Talbot is falling out. Arrogant is now the lead ship in the division. I'm going to turn on torpedo avoidance for Talbot. May not do any good if she fires a fish. We're getting real close here. Let's slow this down. Talbot just fired again. She's so close though, but we don't see the torpedoes. I think Talbot's about to get schwacked. Turn Arrogant around, get all of her turrets to bear. All right. Talbot, detach. Smoke. Retreat. Oh, oh. Pause. I don't know if that's going to do it. I know that's not going to do it. I think my best chance is to try to get into here and comb this, what looks like a 2 torpedo spread. Oh, Tyler, yeah. Don't know. No, I think there's another one here. A little tighter. Okay. Well, I'm a little worried about turning on torpedoes. I might, might miss Friedrich Karl and hit one of my own ships instead. Actually, I think Arrogant can shoot, because she'll be firing in this direction. Let's flip her around and fire from the other side. Yeah, I mean we're real close. HE would be doing well too. I think she's going to take at least 1 torpedo. Probably 2, maybe all 3. Boom, boom. I think she took 2 there. Nope, all 3. All 3 torpedoes. Nice job, Arrogant. Hit her again. Not needed. Nice job, Arrogant. And Talbot lives. Did lose 4 transports. So you got 68 VP for that, plus for the damage done to Talbot, which might be a medium repair. Who was that? Arrogant. 100% torpedo accuracy. Okay, he got, so it displays the victory points on the other side too, separately, which makes sense, I guess. So they got 20 victory points for the damage done to Talbot, which is indeed medium. So Talbot will be out for 3 months. Dispatch. That was arrogant and oh, Dispatch must have been the cruiser in the 1v1 duel. No? Oh, that's Nelson. Nelson's back in 3 months. Yeah, this is what I was talking about last episode. Little under $1 million for in-being monthly cost. 1.4 million for sea control monthly cost. 2.5 million for in repair monthly cost for the light cruisers, whereas the sea control monthly cost and the in repair monthly cost are about the same for the battleships. All right, 2 successful battles there. I think that will do for this episode. We'll continue on through 1931 next time around. Thank you for watching.